There seems to be a real focus in the Irish mainstream media over the last 2 weeks in particular on crimes that have been carried out allegedly by groups of teenagers on migrants, specifically from the Indian community. And this really started with the alleged assault on a man who was apparently walking to a temple to pray, I think, when he was set about by a group of youths in Tala in Dublin, and he was left in a very, very bad way. This made, national headlines, and I condemn any attacks on people that are going about their business. I condemn them no matter who those people are, where they come from, whatever their nationality is, their ethnicity is, their religious beliefs are. I abhor all violence against all people. Those people that are going about their business on a day-to-day basis, it has to be condemned. People have to make a noise about it. But a lot of noise is being made because apparently there are more and more of these attacks happening, targeted towards the Indian community in particular. That's what the narrative is. We're seeing more and more reporting of these crimes. And now there's been a call from Councillor Supriya Singh, I believe. The headline reads, "Migrants in Dublin are looking over their shoulders after teen gang attacks, afraid to go out, They're looking over their shoulders to make sure they're safe." Well, Dublin, we were told by Helen McEntee, the then Justice Minister, who miraculously held on to her job and miraculously was re-elected back into the Dáil again, despite being an absolute train wreck of a woman. She told the world that Dublin was safe, but apparently it's not. But it's not safe, period. It's not safe, period. So a lot of focus is being drawn on it now by the migrant community. And when the people of Dublin marched in April, 50,000 plus on the streets, concerned about safety, concerned about the government, concerned about the housing crisis and violence that was escalating, reading about it, albeit suppressed in the media, they were demonized and vilified. But now attention has been drawn on this by Councillor Singh, who's a member of the Fine Gael party, I believe, Simon Harris's crew, and Helen McEntee's for that matter. She's managed to raise this issue with the Lord Mayor of Dublin, Ray McAdam. There they are together. Raised the recent racist attacks on Indians. He's escalating it to the Garda Commissioner and will raise it with the Minister for Justice, Jim O'Callaghan. Big Jim, let's say no to hate. Well, I can remember, correct me if I'm wrong, back in March, around about March of this year, there was a massive spike in street violence in Dublin, where people that were in this country, so-called asylum seekers, refugees, were attacking people on the streets. And when that was called for to be addressed at a meeting of Dublin City Council around about March by two Dublin City councillors, they were laughed at and they were scoffed at, and the violence continued. So that's the state of play at the minute. So this issue is being raised. But what about just raising violence, period? Why focus in on one particular area? And that area, that group should be contained within the whole. Contained within the whole. Not singled out for specialist protection and treatment. All people in Dublin, all races, all religions and creeds should have the same level of protection afforded to them and the same spotlight shone when they're attacked. Would you not agree? So this lady has appeared on various news outlets, including one Indian TV station, and this is becoming big news over in India. And even the Indian TV channel is calling for Irish youths to be re-educated and to be, contained because of the heinous attacks that they're allegedly carrying out in groups like a feral mob. So we'll hear what this lady has to say, and you can leave your comments below, thoughts below. Should the net not be expanded to everyone in Dublin? Should the protection not be for everyone in Dublin?
The Lord Mayor of Dublin, Ray McAdam, this morning, and I can confirm that he is taking these incidents extremely seriously. He has sought a meeting with the Garda Commissioner.
Sorry, the last Lord Mayor of Dublin did not take concerns seriously that were raised by two Dubliner councillors. She didn't take the concern seriously, the last Lord Mayor of Dublin, the last Mayor of Dublin. And it led to more violence and more attacks and more people being wounded and killed. So just for reference.
To address the issue at the highest level, and will also be reaching out to the Indian ambassador personally to offer reassurance regarding the safety and protection of Indian nationals in Dublin. As a local representative, I am working closely with the affected families, offering support, liaising with Gardaí, and ensuring their concerns are taken seriously. I have also spoken to Tanaisa Simon Harris, who has condemned these attacks and has raised the matter with the Minister of Justice. And furthermore, I have also called for the urgent strengthening of Ireland's hate crime legislation. It is essential that young offenders understand the gravity of hate-based violence. No one, regardless of age, should be allowed to spread hatred and walk away without consequences.
I agree. Absolutely agree 100%. No one should be allowed to commit violence and walk away without any consequences. No one. Absolutely no one. From all communities, from all backgrounds. Absolutely unacceptable. But yet, it does happen. Does happen.
Justice must be served, and I'm in contact with many affected families. I've been speaking to them. The rise of far-right extremism, especially online, is deeply alarming. We cannot allow hatred, misinformation, or imported ideologies to take root in our communities. Ireland is and must remain a place of safety, inclusion, and mutual respect. And
a place of safety, mutual respect. Yeah, that cuts everywhere. That cuts everywhere. That includes crimes against Irish people by those that are coming in illegally in many cases and that have been here for some time from other places that are committing crimes on Irish people. Yeah. But when people speak up about that, highlight that incidents, those incidences, they're labeled racists. Now, this is a clip from an Indian TV station, which I believe has a huge reach and huge viewership, where again, even they're calling, the Indian TV station is calling for the education of Irish youth and the clampdown on speech and increasing hate speech laws in Ireland.
Let's talk solutions, because I understand that India and Ireland have been friends, allies. There's no tension between the countries. So do you think there's awareness needed for the local Irish population, especially the youth there, to understand that Indians are contributing positively?
So that's a call for Irish youth to be educated that Indians are contributing positively in Ireland. Of course, there's Indians contributing positively in Ireland. Of course there are. Who doesn't know that? Or what are you going to try and do? Make this part of the national curriculum? As if it's a blanket thing that needs to be applied, an educational process that needs to be applied to all Irish youth. And notice the focus here, by the way, in all of these reports is gangs of teenagers, gangs of youth, gangs of this, gangs of young Irish people apparently are the perpetrators for this. And to my knowledge, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, leave me a comment down below and I'll happily input the link to any stories. But to my knowledge, no one has yet been arrested for any of these crimes, despite the fact that they're carried out by large packs of youth in public places.
This diversity isn't there to cause problems. So what can be done as an inter-community interaction by the leaders?
Absolutely. The Indian community in Ireland plays a vital role in nearly every sector: healthcare, education, technology, small businesses. Indians are not just migrants, they are our colleagues, neighbors, and friends. Unfortunately, this truth is being drowned by extremist voices online, where platforms like X, formerly known as Twitter, under the ownership of Elon Musk, have become increasingly tolerant of hate speech, conspiracy theories, and far-right propaganda. Accounts spreading anti-immigrant hatred in Ireland, including targeted misinformation about Indian origin families, have received likes from Elon Musk's own account. And this is deeply alarming.
Well, if you don't like Elon Musk and you don't like Elon Musk's Twitter platform, don't use it. It's really simple. Don't use it. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't use the platform that you believe is pushing misinformation and stirring up hatred. And the man that is responsible for that platform, you have a problem with what he likes and doesn't like. Well, then boycott him. Boycott the program. Boycott the platform. Don't use it. Would that not be a starting point? That's a good starting point.
When one of the most influential figures engages with extremist content and it legitimizes hate and emboldens those who seek to divide society. So, I mean, I respectfully urge the government of India as well to raise this matter with Elon Musk and seek clarification on why his platform is enabling accounts that actively target the Indian community in Ireland and other countries. We cannot allow hate, especially online, to masquerade as free speech when it has such real world consequences.
There you go. There you go. And just for reference, that's the platform that she's condemning. She's posting on it. She has an account on it. She's posting on it, publicizing her meetings and using it to spread awareness. Fair enough. Fair enough. But, don't knock it. Say that it needs to be the owner is a bad guy, and then you're using the. I would have thought that would have been sensible to start off with boycotting it. So, what am I trying to say? Lest I be accused of stirring the pot, I'm condemning all attacks on all people, right across every community. Anyone that's here, minding their own business, working, doing whatever they do, if they're being attacked, they're being victimized and they're being singled out, that's wrong. That's wrong. And it cuts everywhere and it cuts in all directions. But we can't have a focus when one part of a community is deemed to be targeted. And then all this pressure comes in. Well, then another part of the same community has raised the same issues and been dismissed and fobbed off by, for example, Dublin City Council back in March of this year. When two councillors brought up the escalating street violence in Dublin, they were laughed at. And in fact, they were told to close the door behind them on the way out of the meeting because the sitting Dublin City Council would not vote to have this looked at in more detail. To me, that's just two-tiered concern. But let me know what you think below. Issue on the money. Out of order. What do you think? Leave me a comment and share this content as well. Let people see what's happening, get their input on it. And if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to this channel. I'm Rick Munn. This is No Risk, No Reward Media. Over and out.